to Dad's on Tour, the YouTube channel. It's kind of coming to the end of January now, 2024. So we're looking at getting back riding again. It's been quite icy and snowy over the last few days. But sun's out, so I thought it would be a good time to buy to fit the new brake lowering. Well, it's the smallest little part you've ever seen in your life, really. It cost me about 15 quid, I think, from the Adventure Bike shop. But since we've fitted lowered pegs, then I was finding that the brake pedal was just that little bit too high. So we're going to have a go at fitting that today. I'll give you a walk around as well of a few things else that I've fitted, picked them up off AliExpress or Temu or something, so I wasn't quite sure of what I would be getting, but it seems to be okay at the moment. So we'll have a look at those as well. So the first thing I'm going to show you is I bought a front headlight protector. Like I say, it's from AliExpress, so quality seemed okay. Bit of a faff fitting it. You kind of have to screw it into the indicator housings, and you've got to get right in the back here and hold on little nuts and bolts and things. So I dropped them a few times down on the floor and it took a while to find them, but I think it looks okay. Quite wary. Bought a nice little handlebar pouch because every time I go to work I need a pass to get in the car park. So every time I do that, it takes me a right old faff to get it out of my pocket and things like that. But got the F80 850 GS logo on it. I normally put my pass in there. I think that's actually for a phone, but we've got the quad lock for that. So yeah, that sits quite nicely. Two pouches in it. Got me trusty mud stand protector thing. Disc lock in there, my cable for charging my phone and things like that, but it seems to have been quite waterproof for now. Obviously the grip puppies are still in action. I did have to take them off and reapply them. They got quite wet, and I think I'd used too much fairy liquid on them, so they were just slipping around like nobody's business. So I took them off, washed all the fairy liquid out and tried to put them on without the fairy liquid, and it seemed to work okay. So yeah. The other thing I've done is fitted a brake shift, a quick shift protector, because it is quite exposed, that quick shifter, but that was a fairly easy job, just removing a few nuts and bolts, putting it on, and away you go. So today we're going to be fitting the foot brake lowering kit from Wunderlich. That's basically where it goes. I can't see that now, can you? Let's have a closer look at that in a minute. Basically, I think £15 bought me that. Don't know what that is. Schrauben Sicherung. And a little bolt. And I'll show you what happens to these in a second. So where does that go? So obviously we're on the right hand side of the bike. We've got the brake lever in front of us. So that little block, try and get in quite close there. That little block goes on top of the brake pedal on here, so it pushes it down to there. Doesn't move it very far, but just enough. Be just enough for that little bit of clearance from the lowered foot peg. So it should move from there down to about there, but we'll see. And then it's just a case of tweaking the length of this to obviously compensate for that extra bit of trouble on the pivot. We shall see. So these are the instructions. Like I say, you've got the foot pedal here, and at the moment all that's there is this little black strip, and then the block fits above that black strip of metal. The screw holds it on there, and it just provides that little bit of distance there onto the stopper, which will move the brake pedal down a bit. Like I say, £15. I think that was too bad for an expertly machined tiny little block of metal with a hole in it. Could I have done it myself? No, probably not. But we'll have a go. Okay, so what we need to do first is there's a little clip here which basically pushes through the back end of the pedal. So when you push the pedal down, it lifts up. So we just need to release this with a screwdriver, like that, and then that comes out. A little pin. So all that was a pin going through there that connected this arm to the back of the brake pedal. Put that to one side. Now really, when you move the brake pedal up, so that allows us to remove that. Okay. Being careful not to pull it out too far. And then we can loosen this screw and turn it. So in the meantime, what I'm going to do is I'm going to fit the block underneath the pedal here. So you can see that the block fits on this ridge here. So we need to get the block. This is the block. And that will fit. Let's see which way around it goes in first. Does it even matter? I normally find these things do matter, and I normally get them wrong the first time I do it. So we'll put a bit of liquid thread lock, which was this little tube of geshrunken shing. Open that up. I have got some Loctite thread lock, but might as well use what they gave us. What we'll do is we'll add a bit of that. Enough, and it's just a case of putting the block on there, and will it go in first time? Who knows? Oh, it's looking promising, looking promising. It's not got the deepest of stars on it. Okay, that's not going anywhere. Right. Okay, so now we need to just, at the moment we haven't adjusted this part here. So we need to wind that in a few little turns. Just to come and meet that bolt. Because we want the same amount of travel that we had before. That feels about right. And then we can just put the pin back in. And there we go. So we've made that a little bit shorter. Let's tighten up that locking nut, just so that we know that that's not going to move around, like so. So there we go, that's the finished result. A fairly straightforward job. Seems a little bit too easy to me, but yes, everything seems to be okay. I've put it on the centre stand and the rear wheel runs freely. Tried the back brake out and it seems to stop it. The brake light still works fine. So yeah, you can probably tell by that angle that the brake pedal is significantly lower. So yeah, good job done. So I hope that was helpful. If you need the brake lowering, if you're Johnny Tall Legs like I am, it does help with that kind of that ankle flex if you've got the pedals a bit lower. It was quite easy to do the gear shift. Check that out in the video that we made before this one. And yeah, that was just lowering the back brake pedal. Seems straightforward enough. But yeah, hope that was informative. See you next time.